A national reunification conference. Having broken through the Xinhai Pass, our army sent shockwaves across the nation when they seized the city of Beijing. And once again, the five-color flag flies above the city. With this victory, we have taken the first major step towards national reunification and resumed our role as an active contender for national leadership. Very good. Send the invites. The plan is not without its opponents, of course, as some politicians doubt an undertaking of this scale can be accomplished, while some members of the military believe that diplomacy will only prevent the formation of a strong central authority and leave the country, again, united in name only. Alright, that's fine. I don't think that that's gonna happen this time. Man, the Qing have Wuchang. Japan delivers obsolete equipment. Well, of course. Keep sending me guns, Japan! Keep those guns flowing. The guns must flow. Denounced by the Qing Empire. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. We expected no different. That's fine. We do not particularly care about the vile Qing. The enemy to the south. In response to our recently announced plan to hold a conference for the unification of China, a Kuomintang representative has publicly denounced us and declared that the party will boycott our initiative. Denouncing us as warlords, bandits, and Japanese running dogs. They're already calling the conference yeah, we expect no difference. Get back to Canton, brother. Order returns to the Zhili provinces. After a wave of spontaneous and occasionally indiscriminate looting, burning, and other criminal behavior by our troops, order has returned to Zhili province. By and large, oh wait, these are the independent brigades. They're Wuqiao Duli Yu or Liu. Sure. Can we do more independent brigades? Independent brigades in Kaifeng. Very good, very good. It shouldn't be hard to rally these men and reorganize them into independent brigades. Love it. Fucking love it. This episode will not be regarded highly by the peasants who bore the brunt of the violence, nor by landlords, business owners, or government officials. While this will eventually blur together with the rest of the atrocities of the warlord era, it will make governing the vast areas of the newly conquered territories no easier. At least it's over. That's basically what I expected. I have some shit to be relatively bad at the start, but, I mean... Japan demands observer status at the National Reunification Conference. Of course, we will welcome our friends from Tokyo with open arms. Of course. As long as you send us guns. Right. We need full control of Kaifeng province to be able to raise those independent brigades. Actually, get that motorized division. Feeding the North China Plain. As we extend our authority over the newly reclaimed areas, we must ensure that they too do their part in the march forward towards unification. Unfortunately, the North China Plain is densely populated and consumes more food than it produces. True. Which is why they had to build the Grand Canal to ship grain from the sort of lower Yangtze and generally from the more productive south to the north. Okay, fortunately Manchuria is so vast and fertile, and thanks to our decision not to push through the soy agricultural initiative, we can feed most of the population. Really now? Import grain from Manchuria. Aren't we big brain? Our brain is the biggest. Invite Chen Jiuming. Chen Jiuming is one of the relatively few individuals who can claim to operate at the highest level of national politics. And from his stronghold in the south, or right now in the west, he's remained the Federalist movement's leading figure for over 2 decades. His ideals and our government's practices have relatively little in common, but there is room for compromise. Chen's presence would grant the Federalists a major say in the conference's outcome, but not allow him to attend could make the process seem illegitimate to some. Send the invite. Get that motherfucker into this conference. Invite Song Qingling. Oh, the third wife of Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Song Qingling has previously served as the leading figurehead for the left KMT. Yeah. The members of the Concordia Association, the Communications Clique, and even some of the old Marshal's loyalists are urging us not to invite such a radical firebrand into our midst. Send the invite. Get that waifu in here. Get that glorious waifu in here. Oh wow. That's the end of that. Railway chaos in Zhengzhou. Sure. Wait, that was a lot of text in the effects. That could be pretty bad. Oh wow, we can take almost all of Hebei. There we go, all of Hebei. Let's start to head into Henan. Very good. Well, we got all of the Qing. Poor Yan Xishan got nothing. In fact, even our allies got nothing. That's probably because they just let us take everything. I think they let us, which is quite awesome. All right, infantry expert. What happened to our general that was here? Yeah, what happened to him? Interesting. Anyway, we have completed the national reunification, sort of. Very good. The Qing are defeated. Japan lodges a complaint. Yeah, Ma Jianshan has defected to the Qing Empire. For reasons unknown, Ma Jianshan has suddenly defected to the Qing Empire, bringing with him 10,000 men and receiving in return $3 million worth of gold. What? What does that even mean? The Qing are dead. See, that was the general that was in command of my militia units. Whatever. Yeah, we invited radical elements, all that. Sure. We invited nasty people, whatever. Delegates arrive. We can raise a lot of independent units. Then we could also build a second army. All right, there we go. With the arrival of the delegates, the reunification conference has officially started with an opening ceremony befitting such a landmark event. Destruction in Wuhan! Oh, but we kind of relieved it. No coronavirus. There we go. Tiaoyuan's speech. Beijing, one of the key moments on today's agenda was a speech given by Chen Tiaoyuan, the former governor of Anhui province, who rose to prominence during the collapse of the League of Eight Provinces. Okay. He congratulated the Fengtian government's efforts under Zhang Zuolin to resist German imperialism, etc. As well as their many lackeys who put the interest of the foreigners ahead of the fellow Chinese, but warned that he expects the same stubborn resistance against any other foreign aggressors. The speech was met with applause from every other corner of the chamber, though some interpreted the speech as a subtle criticism of Zhang Zuolin's ties to the Japanese, of course. Disaster at Daiye Mines. Begin rescue operations. Bandits against bandits. Our troops recently seized Luoyang alongside most of Hunan's. And there's a lot of nasty stuff going on. Henan province's major cities, but securing the countryside has proven another matter. Banditry has a long history in Henan, and despite nearly a decade of Zhili rule, this problem never truly went away. The majority were simply incorporated into Wu Peifu's armies. Now they were sweeping across— Oh my god! Wait, what? What the fuck? Failure at Shanghai Guan? Bruh, we like... I don't know. A brave sacrifice. Our own troops have stepped in to quell the violence, but further combining Henan's hills and riversides will time and energy. That's not English. Neither of which our troops would prefer to spend. In all likelihood, bandit activity will resume again sometime in the future, and everything already stolen is now in the hands of our own troops. Hilarious. Similar events will continue until blah 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 blah. I know. Question of the Constitution. As the conference started, the first order of the day was the creation of a new constitution. The proposal would clearly outline the rights and powers given to both the people and the government. Fucking red spears, go away. But not everyone is pleased. Chen Jiuming has expectedly proven a full-throat critic of the proposal in its present form, which he claims would grant too much power to the nation's executive. Instead, he would prefer the restoration of the suspended 1923 constitution, which is widely considered China's most liberal to date. The Federalist bloc quickly lined up behind Chen, and this will no doubt remain a thorny issue as the conference goes on. Let's take it from Beijing to the begonia leaf. Amazing. That's gonna move the capital to Beijing. Very nice. Disagreements over the oh my god, miners rescued. One way. Very good. I mean, at this point, I'm just letting these guys have it. That's gonna increase Recovery League influence now. And I want more Recovery League influence. Thank you very much. Center for the conference since its start, and now the Federalists have joined by other delegates who, while they may not share the same concerns as the Federalists, have used this opportunity to get some of their more minor concerns addressed. While they would like to have accepted the proposed constitution as it was, the staunch opposition mounted by the Federalists over this issue allowed them to join forces and form a sizable, albeit informal, opposition bloc in the conference halls, large enough to hold up the rest of the conference. It would seem that that proceedings have stalled until either side budges or agrees to a compromise. Like how we can do the soy agriculture initiative only now. Anyway, when our troops swept through Zhili province, they crushed all signs of organized resistance, but there's bandits. Deserters rise up in Damying. Alright. Man, our political power is going down the shitter from all these terrible events. Well, from all these bad events. A compromise is proposed. After days of vigorous debate, a compromise was finally reached between the parties, which they're now presenting to us. The 1923 Constitution will be broadly restored as it is, but with clear checks on a weakened executive, along with a centralized army. To accept this compromise, Chen Jiuming demands the position of Prime Minister under Zhang Zuolin as President. Big brain. Under this proposal, Zhang Zuolin would also get the title of Grand Marshal of the Army. It is a tough pill to swallow. It's unlikely that we'll get a much better deal out of them. As such, many in our camp are suggesting that we accept it, as even a handful of defections could give their bloc a majority. Others are, however, insisting that we should call the Federalist bluff and that Chen's demands to be the Prime Minister are unreasonable. Let's have a deal. If I can get Chongqing, like, without attacking them. Wait, the Kunming national government has declared war on the Hunan. The KMT fools are fighting each other. Okay, so he's attacking the Buddhistization society. Wait, since we defeated the Qing, we have rescued Agent Xiao Jijiang. All right, interesting. So actually send her to Kunming and send Zhang Jiang to Canton. Song Qingling takes the floor. With her very presence at the conference controversial, the Kuomintang's luminary's speech was inevitably going to draw a lot of attention. Despite the total defeat of her organization militarily, her late husband's legacy still carries with it the sympathies of many Republicans and intellectuals across the country, making her support a valuable commodity, especially for Zhang Zuolin, who continues to seek external legitimacy. Warlords, go away. Predictably, Song Qingling denounced the inability of the previous regimes to address the real wants and needs of the population, and declared that any truly legitimate Chinese government must succeed where the predecessors failed. Her words drew some polite applause from other delegates, but there's no doubt that her eventual proposed reforms will be proved controversial with the more conservative delegates. Let's see what she proposes. We're gonna do a real big brain turnaround, apparently. And go from warlord to reformer. I don't know, that could be pretty hilarious. Love me my independent brigades, though. The Sanmin negotiations. Right, the Free Principles. Already the Fengtian camp has indicated its willingness to support the first and third of the Free Principles, if the second is only nominally implemented. Zhang will promise to take a hard line with the Japanese and fund some of Song's welfare initiatives, and praises Song Xueliang as president of the Republic, so long as real power remains in his hands via the military. An acceptable proposal. Fuck democracy. The 4 principles of the people. Oh my god, galaxy brain. Negotiations were tough, but in the end, both parties' willingness to compromise prevailed. The promised ascendancy of Zhang Zuolin and his son Xueliang has been seen by conservatives as a sufficient safeguard against radicalism, and a sign that while times are changing, China's traditional values would be respected rather than uprooted. When all was said and done, the negotiations ended with Song expressing her gratitude towards Fengtian. So what is the 4th principle? Anti-concessionism. Alright. Alrighty then. Even more anti-concessionism. So the Federalists and Qing are allied in the anti-concessionist stance. Okay. Just to be safe. Song supports anti-concessionism. Just to be safe. We're gonna put our army at the border with the Japs. Concessions to foreign powers have predictably become a major point of contention for all parties attending the National Reunification Conference. While most delegates have now called for a commitment. Oh my god, we have so many. Okay. We actually need to get divisions trained up. Well. Okay. That's a few divisions. That is a few divisions. We remain the only major player in attendance that has yet to publicly take a side on the matter. By joining the anti-concessionists, we will be directly opposing our nominal friends in Tokyo. Of course we would be. Of course we would be. And the act would constitute a betrayal in many eyes. Be that as it may, by declaring our opposition to the anti-concessionist cause, we would severely undermine our legitimacy and give ammunition to those who wish to paint us as mere puppets of the Japanese. Denounce the concessions. I think we're strong enough to take them on. If they're gonna fuck with us? Japan is silent. To everyone's surprise, Japan has issued no response to our refusal of their ultimatum, and an attitude they earlier labeled as impertinent and unacceptable. Perhaps Japan is simply afraid to undermine our legitimacy, still hoping that we might serve as a bridge for them to tighten our grip over China as a whole. Or perhaps Japan is a paper tiger and far weaker than everyone expected. Okay. Okay. Interesting. The conference members present their demands for deliberation. Activates the mission end of the conference. Participants are Shanxi, Anqing, Xinjiang. Oh wow, Fengtian Clique. Mashao. Okay. Shandong, obviously. Sichuan. And our supporters are Anqing and Sichuan. For now. Sichuan is our supporter. Amazing. Okay, so these two support us. Is anyone else gonna get involved or anything? Because we didn't get any events about them, so. The Shandong Clique declares support. Excellent. The Shanxi Clique declares support. The Xinjiang Clique declares support. They all support us. I think, methinks that we have won. And that we are gonna have completed the unification by negotiation. Okay, we've almost got our border with Trans-Amur fully garrisoned. And that's gonna make us very safe. Well, not very safe, but relatively safe from any random Japanese stuff. Yes, stuff. Any random Japanese stuff. End of the Unification Conference. There we are. The Marshal has done what many had called implausible. The world looked on as the conference attendants worked their way through their many sticking points, and to the surprise of many observers both at home and abroad, the Chinese have managed to put their differences aside and unite for the common good of their country. At long last, there's finally a chance for most of China to know lasting peace and unity after the hard work carried out by the many diplomats attending the conference. As the conference ended, pleasantries and formalities were exchanged. Some were happier than others with the deals that had been made, but everyone was aware of the fact that they have just made history today. As the closing ceremony took place, the Fengtian Marshal held a speech where he expressed his sincerest gratitude to the participants for their hard work through the trials and tribulations that the conference had posed. Indeed, they'd all managed to prove to the world that the Chinese were able to come together, put their differences aside, and work for a better tomorrow. After defying the odds, there's little doubt that Zhang Zuolin will go down in history for this historic feat. China's now closer than ever to being united. Thanks to his efforts and those delegates, untold bloodshed has likely been avoided as well. A masterstroke of diplomacy. Oh, well. They all joined the National Pacification Army. Oh, we control. Oh my god! Okay, so we just straight up annexed Chongqing. We just straight up annexed those niggas. And are we gonna like annex Shandong, or even the Shanxi Clique has joined the National Pacification Army? Wait, do we get their generals? Doesn't look like it yet. That's quite unfortunate. Anyway, we're gonna have to deal with the fallout of this soon, and yeah, I've been recording a few episodes back to back, so oh my god. They honestly don't have that many units. We can take these guys. Anyway, I am, however, gonna deal with this next time I record. So I do want to thank y'all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you soon, and have a good day.